Today, Nvidia's not doing so good. Intel's 14th gen CPUs are coming this year. Nvidia's about to change gaming forever, and AMD shows off an unreleased monster. Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. First up for today, when Nvidia initially announced the 4060 Ti, we already knew pretty much everything about it, at least if you watch this channel, so make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on all your favorite PC hardware. But yeah, it wasn't a surprise, and that meant it pretty much sucked. At $399, the GPU only had 8GB of VRAM, and it wasn't that much more powerful when compared to last gen. Then came the reviews, and it was everything we hoped it wouldn't be. Well, it looks like Nvidia's board partners are beginning to panic. Given just a month after release, MSI recently discounted their cheapest model below MSRP. As you can see, the Ventus 4060 Ti is on sale for $20 off, and it's not just some special deal on Newegg. The card is also on sale at Amazon and B&H. Basically, gamers have had enough of these high-priced GPUs, and companies are already lowering prices. Of course, it's still not worth it at this price, but hopefully things only go down from here. Today's video is sponsored by PowerColor. But first, if you're ready to customize your GPU, look no further than PowerColor's new Devil skins made specifically for their Red Devil 7900 series GPUs. They let you personalize the backplate, which gives it this really unique look without adding a bunch of RGB. Plus, if I do say so myself, they look amazing. What's even better is that they use magnets, which means you can swap them out in seconds. So add some style to your new GPU by visiting the link in the description below. Next up for today, we have a release date for Intel's 14th gen CPUs coming this year. In a new post from a known leaker on Bilibili, he makes some pretty wild claims. For one, he claims that Intel's Raptor Lake refreshed K models are set to release in October of this year. Remember, a roadmap was leaked a little while back that claimed Intel would be releasing a refresh of their Raptor Lake series this year. Well, that's looking to be more and more accurate, with the K models coming in October and the non-K models in November and December of this year. What's wild is that Intel released their 13th gen just last year, so a new series is coming pretty fast. Of course, this is a refresh, so it's likely not going to be any huge jump in performance or anything like that. It will apparently still use the 600 and 700 series boards, so that's good. But unfortunately, if this is true, it means that the refresh is taking the place of their desktop Meteor Lake, as according to this, it has been cancelled. What sucks is that Meteor Lake was set to be a real new generation, though of course this could give AMD the opportunity to come back hard with Zen 5, so Intel had better look out. Not only that, but apparently desktop Arrow Lake is set to be released in Q4 of next year to Q1 of 2025, and one thing we haven't heard of until now is that Intel is apparently planning a refresh Sapphire Rapids release. Think the company's newer Xeon CPUs, potentially to try and compete with AMD's newly released Bergamo. At the end of the day, it looks like Intel could be releasing their next-gen chips very soon. Next up, while this story is a couple weeks old at this point, I've been giving it some thought, and it seriously could be one of the most revolutionary changes in gaming ever. The story is in regards to some new tech from Nvidia. It's called ACE, which stands for Avatar Cloud Engine, and it's a part of Nvidia's Omniverse platform. Now, the Omniverse part isn't all that exciting, given it's essentially a platform to create metaverse-type apps. What I find really interesting is ACE itself, which is basically a software suite of avatar solutions using AI for developers. It includes things like 2D and 3D character animations that's made from video or even just audio inputs, and their speech recognition, but the big thing really is their conversational AI. Basically, ACE gives developers the ability to develop fully autonomous, intelligent avatars using generative AI. Basically, it could make it where, say, open world games have NPCs that are nearly indistinguishable from humans. You can have real conversations with them and potentially have a virtual world with endless possibilities that actually feel like a living world. With that said, as you can see in Nvidia's demo,
I am worried about the crime around here. It's gotten bad lately. My ramen shop got caught in the crossfire.
It's not all that great just yet, but one of the issues here is definitely the facial expressions and all of that, which really still look pretty bad. But it's the ability to speak with NPCs like never before that's set to be world changing. All developers would really have to do is prep them with the world's lore and rules, and they can interact with you like never before. Of course, time will tell how well this ends up, but it's certainly promising. And lastly for today, AMD just showed off some incredibly interesting, never-before-seen CPUs. The story comes from a new video by Gamers Nexus, who was recently given a tour of AMD's Austin, Texas headquarters, and while there, he was shown some unreleased CPUs. Specifically, a Ryzen 9 5900X3D and 5950X3D. And really quickly, you might be thinking this isn't all that interesting given we already have the 7900X3D and 7950X3D. But these bad boys are actually pretty different. See, unlike the 7000 versions, the 5900X3D and 5950X3D have 3D V-cache on both chiplets. That makes for an unreal 192 megabytes of 3D V-cache. The 7000 variants only have 3D V-cache on one of the chiplets. As for why they went this route, I somewhat covered it in my video reviewing those parts. But essentially, 3D V-cache is great for gaming, but it's not so great for really anything else. The issue is that 3D V-cache hurts clocks, and that's definitely important for essentially all workloads. Luckily, the boost you get in games is more than you lose in lower clocks, but more professional workloads feel it. Ultimately, AMD learned that you don't get much more gaming performance from having both chiplets with 3D V-cache, so they chose to only include it on one chiplet so you don't lose too much performance in professional workloads. These older engineering samples were used when figuring all that out. What's interesting is that this comes right after recent rumors claiming AMD could release a 5600X3D very soon. A 6-core 12-thread gaming CPU that could be a great budget chip for those not wanting to spend the money on AMD's AM5 boards or those who already have an AM4 system. Either way, it's really cool to see these chips that were never released. So while that does it for today, is Nvidia about to change gaming forever, or will it be a dud? Let me know down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out Power Color's new Devil skins in the description below. And as always, have a great day.